Hello everyone. Today we will be doing another short but very strong poem by Robert Frost. The name of the poem is Fire and Ice. What does this poem actually want to tell you? Before we begin the explanation of the poem, let me tell you very clearly that this poem is about human emotions, how emotions can control you and how they can play a very important role in your life. And now we will begin with the poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. So, what does this poem actually tell you? Some say the world will end in fire. The poet says, Robert Frost says that some people tell that the world is going to end in fire. Yes, we are talking about the end of the world here. How this world is going to end. There have been a lot of discussions over how the world will end. People have been making their own deductions over the subject because curiosity. Okay, so the poet is very curious here and he is thinking about how the world is going to end. So he says, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. So some people tell that the world is going to end in fire, that fire is going to end the world. And some say in ice, and some say that ice, coldness, is going to end the world. So fire, heat. Okay, some people believe that the earth will become so hot, the earth will turn into a hot ball and will explode. That will be the end of the world. There will be fire everywhere and everybody will get burned, everything will get burned and the world will end. There is other opinion which says totally opposite of it, and it says the world will freeze down, another ice age will come and it will lead to the doom of the world. So the poet says that some people say that the world is going to end in fire and some say that it is going to end in ice. It is going to end with ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But poet has his own opinion too. He says that what I have tasted of desire, see, he is comparing desire with fire. He is comparing desire, poet is comparing desire with fire. The poet says that desire, what is desire? A strong, a strong will to get something. Okay, there is a strong thirst inside you to achieve something or to get something or to buy something, anything. So desire, that gives rise to fire. Okay, the poet says that desire, human beings as a species are very desirous. If we were not desirous, we wouldn't have created this world that we see around us, this technology and so much advancements. It was just because of that desire and curiosity that has led to this convenient life that we are living today. So Robert Frost thinks that this desire, this greed of man to achieve more and more is going to lead to the end of the world. Clear? So desire here is being compared to fire, is being directly compared to fire, because what happens when you are desirous of something? Some heat, you know, some heat just gets created inside you when you are desirous, when you are, you know, your heartbeats are high, and you know you're continuously working for it, so you are very much lightened up, there's a spark going on inside you continuously. So that desire. And what happens with fire? Fire is the same, right? It has the same intensity and everything, you know. If you do not have an intense desire, you'll not be achieving that thing, right? If the challenge is tough and you do not have intense desire to complete that challenge, you'll never be able to complete it, right? So this desire to achieve more and more, this desire, this greed of people is going to lead to the end of the world. So the poet says that what he has seen of desire in this world, the heat that desire is creating day by day, he supports the people who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Now, the poet says, but if it had to perish twice, perish, end. I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Now he says if the world has to end twice, okay, it ends one time and it can, a new world begins and it has to end again. So he says that he knows enough of hate, he has seen enough of hate in this world that has created cold hearted people. What happens? Hatred turns you cold. You would have heard that too. You're so cold hearted. He was so cold blooded. We are known for having warm blood. We are mammals, right? So we are known to have warm blood. But a cold blooded murderer, right? A person whose blood has turned cold, has turned into a monster. So the poet says that he knows enough of hate in this world. Okay, so we have become so cold hearted. People have become so cold hearted. They cheat each other. People have started to kill each other, to have so much bad motives, right? The motives, yes, the intentions. You seldom see people with right intentions, people who have their heart in the right place, yes, who are working properly, who are very much dedicated. All you see around is corruption, hatred, deception, people trying to deceive each other, people lying from each other, cheating each other, stealing from each other, thieves, you know, everybody is becoming a thief. And that is how people do not have empathy, love, right? Love is missing nowadays. You seldom see people, you know, who are happy when they meet each other and everything. Even with the strangers, you know, you do not meet a stranger happily, you doubt that person. So poet says he knows enough of hate. That is what hatred has done, you know. Earlier, would it be when you were a kid, you would meet a stranger, you know, you would first be scared of him because he was new to you, okay? But when he treats you properly, you trust him, okay? But now that trust is missing, right? When we have grown up, we do not find friendships easily. It's hard to make friends with people. So the poet says if it had to perish twice, if the world had to end twice, he knows enough of hatred. He is comparing the hatred to ice. And in the first stanza, he compared desire with fire. Hatred with ice, desire with fire. So he knows enough of hate in this world that he can say that ice would also be great, would also be sufficient for the end of the world. Clear that ice and fire both are apt for this world, because this world has enough of the desire and hatred both. Okay, so that was the explanation of the poem, and now I think I told you a few poetic devices in the last poem. And today we will not be discussing the poetic devices in the lecture, in this video lecture. Rather, you will be first writing down all the poetic devices that you know of. All the poetic devices that you know. That is the homework. You will write down all the poetic devices that you know, and then you will find out from those poetic devices that you know, you will find out how many of those poetic devices are present in the poem. Okay, plus in addition to that, what you will do is you will also write down the rhyming scheme of the poem, the central idea of the poem, summary of the poem, and question answers of the poem. That's it for today. Have a great day.